Okay folks, Jonathan here. Got our clutch done, got it bled, ready to go. Got our brakes done, all the lines, everything's hooked up, it's bled out, ready to go. The fittings, I took the fittings off the 59 Ford when I had to buy new master cylinders for the rat rod build. And I of course put them somewhere, and then I remember moving them, then I remember moving them again, and so they're gone, they're lost. I didn't have any fittings. This fitting come off an old master cylinder at a buddy of mine's place. I think it's off Skidder or something. It's a banjo fitting. This one come off my parts Willie's truck, and you can see the way the lines were made. So I ended up running two lines out of it, one for the back brakes, one to go down and split the front brakes. Brake light switches on it. We'll see if it works. If it works, we'll use it. And then you can see I coiled them. I did all three lines. I coiled them up to be able to, it gives you some flex in them. And you see some of these done from the factory, and I'm not sure if that's the reason they do them or not, but I just know for a fact when your engine's moving a little bit and you got it, a coil flexed here, it actually gives some movement to it instead of running a rubber line. And so that'll work out fine. And none of them is touching anything, and they're all good and solid, so that'll work out good. And let me see, I'll set the camera up over here. Maybe you can tell me if it's moving all right or not here. I'm going to go hit the pedal and see how well it travels there. So we got that taken care of, and let me see, got our trim rings in. 4 trim rings that I had bought. They're in a lot better shape than the one I had on it. So we've got one here and one on the other side, and we've got the 2 for the front. Here's one wheel I'm going to use on the front. I was trying to find just the stock narrow 6-lug original style wheel. If you can see, this one actually has the clips on it for the baby moon hubcap. And we won't run them, and I can actually take these clips off and save them if I need them for something else. But this is the spare out of the 57 Chevrolet. The rim happened to be good on, so we'll get the tire off and take my beauty ring back off, of course, but I just want to make sure it would fit it okay. And we'll get this rim cleaned up, sandblasted or wire brush, whatever we need to do, and get it painted orange along with another front one that I should have coming today. A buddy of mine's bringing by. If you notice my T for my brake lines, and I actually put it right here instead of tucking it inside of the frame. Now what I'm going to do is build a bracket that actually comes out from this hole and comes in and then up to hold this. And one of the reasons I like it here is I can get to the lines easier. I can see it to make sure it's not leaking. If it's way back, stuck on the frame, then it's kind of a pain to get to and work on. So this is just for later, just to make it easy on myself. And I think that's about it for now. And we'll go ahead and get back on this thing and see what else we can figure out. All right, folks. Here's the wheel I had, and here's under the other wheel. This is actually off of a 55 Chevrolet truck. You can see the pinstriping that was on it, but it looks a little rusty, but it's not really bad. And we'll get it cleaned up, and that one cleaned up. We've got to get them off the rims first, and that's going to be our front tire, or the rims for the front tires. All right, show you more. Okay folks, got us a gas tank here. Don't look the best on the outside, but it does look good on the inside. It's only about a 12-gallon tank. I think it's 12. It might be 15, but not a problem. I mean, that little diesel don't use much fuel anyway. But the problem I've got here, we've got the outlet from the tank, but we don't have a return, and we've got to have a return on this diesel. So I actually I'm going to take, and this is about an 1/8 inch thick. I'm going to bore one hole, I'm going to thread it, pipe thread, and then I'm going to go through and drill it between the bolts. And these things only fit in one way. If you see the way you got to watch them, they stagger the bolts off so they can only go in one way. And this thing's got an old cork float on it. I think it'll work just fine. And now the resistor may not work, but I know what this tank came off of, so it wouldn't be any problem to get one. And so we will make us a new gasket. And like I said, pipe that in, and I'm going to pick up some fuel line. We're going to go ahead and get this tank mounted. And we may try to start that thing up today just to get it primed up and everything. But we're going to get it making this, and I'll show you more. And I also wanted to update you for the Falcon here. You know, we picked up the Granada, and you know, I think a couple people had posted, or at least one person had posted about the rotors and stuff on the Granada fitting this. So we're going to actually change the spindles and everything off the Granada onto this. We're probably going to change the rear end in it. This thing's got that 9-inch in it, and I'll show you one of the reasons. These are just 14-inch stock rims, and I don't know if you can see or not, but there's not much distance at all. I mean, it may even be rubbing, but so we're going to use that, I think it's an 8.7. It's like a predecessor of the 8.8. We're going to put that rear in it and probably move it back where it needs to be. I got the springs on the other Falcon if I need to use them, but we'll get it figured out either way. But another good thing about that car, the headers I was going to order, they of course back ordered them. My luck. It seems like a lot of companies, and especially on eBay, is selling stuff that they don't actually have, and then when they sell it, they go to order it to send it to you. They drop ship, and then that company don't have it, and then they put you in a bind. So I don't have the headers. I think I'm going to just take the manifolds off of the Granada, and they will fit. So as soon as we get this 55 Chevrolet where we can fire it up and move it out of the way and move it around, I'm going to go ahead and get back on this thing and try to get it, get it up and running. So, but that's the update on it. That's why I haven't done anything. Sort of stand still with the parts here. All right. Okay, this is going to be our return here. Now, our float goes back this way. You want to make sure you don't put this above the float, because if you got returning diesel coming in hitting the float, it's going to throw your gauge completely off. But I think that's going to be fine where it's at. So what we'll do is actually take this back out. Anyway, we'll take this out, get the holes lined up back up where they're supposed to be. Then we're going to mark and go down through the tank here. And I'll probably take a rag and go through the hole and hold it up to keep from getting anything in it. And when I drill it, but we'll drill a hole in there, and then that should be working good for our return. All we got to do is just make it not leak, and it don't have any pressure on it, and it's nice because it's at the top of the tank. So gravity's going to always help. If you got it at the bottom, you can sure get a leak a lot easier. But and I think that'll work, and I'll pick up, run get some fuel line, and we'll go ahead and start getting the fuel lines around, get the tank mounted. All right, show you more. Okay, folks, I'm going to try to videotape this little ant. Well, I'm going to say little ant. These ants, they get about 3/4 inches long, and they're red or orange and black, and they claim that they'll bite you really bad. I have been seeing, well, there's another one. I've been seeing so many of them. This is a big one here. See if I can get him. They like to run. Really big ants. We'll let this one go. He's not as big as the other one. But they're definitely, they're hard to kill. You step on them and they don't kill too easy, but everybody says that they bite you and they're poisonous, but I don't know. Alright. I've seen more this year than I've ever seen. He's actually standing still for us there. This is actually a small one. See if I can zoom in on him. Alright. There you go. Maybe you can see. Yeah, they're actually huge compared to a regular ant, but I wonder if we made him mad. Ah, there we go. Alright. Okay, I've got my hole drilled right here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in, and I think I got it zoomed in here. There we go. I'm going to put this in. I know when I get it good and tight and all the way down that it's going to stick to the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is get it all the way in where I want it, make it permanent, and then I'm going to grind this off, cut it off, get it down smooth. And that way I don't have to make the hole really big to go in, because we're going to start getting into our brackets and where our seal is and everything. So I think that should work out good. I wish I had a way to put a little pipe on it to get it to come down in and not leak in between it. Looks like I got another one of them ants sneaking up on me here, trying to get me. Anyway, I suppose if I get bit by one, we'll all know whether they're poisonous or not. But yeah, I'm going to do that, and then I might see if I can find a pipe that'll fit in there. And if we could take this to, get the pipe to slide through this hole and get it to go down, even an inch. He's back. Even an inch, we'll be all right. But anyway, we'll keep at it here. Okay, we've got our piece in really good and tight, and what I did is I went ahead and cut this off with the bandsaw. I didn't want to grind it or anything. I didn't want to make a lot of heat because I've actually got thread tape on it. So now I'm going to thread tape this in and get it where I want it, and then I've got a standpipe I'm going to put in there, just a short one to, like I said, to keep it from leaking around there. Alright, show you more. Okay, we've got it finished up. Here's what we've got. See, I got it thread taped both sides. I set it up so the fitting faces toward the back. And then I put my standpipe in it I made. This was just an old, actually an old cheap air fitting. Oh, could be in the camera here. This is actually just an old cheap air fitting that I turned down and pressed it up inside. So it's good and tight. It's not going anywhere. I don't have to worry about it falling out or anything like that. I actually took a hammer and had to, hit it pretty hard to get it to go up in, so we don't have to worry about that. And, that gives us a good mounting surface around that. It's not as bad as it was, with the big hole. And so it'll seal up fine. And we just got our hole here. So I think it's going to be just fine. That'll keep the fuel coming out lower. We won't have to worry about the, we won't have to worry nothing about the leaking around it. So, alright, so I just got to make a gasket and put it together, and we'll have her finished up. Okay, folks, I run out of time. I had a couple calls I had to do, and I got back and been raining like cats and dogs here, so I'm going to leave it at this, and we'll get you another video going tomorrow. But this is where we're at. Picked up all the brake lines and stuff while I was out, and fuel lines, not brake lines, but the brake system itself, with buying everything new and including the clutch master cylinder and the clutch slave cylinder and everything, I've got right around $200 in the brake system. So and that's everything brand new, so that's really not too bad of a deal. And you can't skip with the brakes. I mean, you can do other things, but brakes and steering are real important. And we're very close now. We get this on, and then a few other small things I've got to do, and then we'll be able to at least move it around. And we're going to get some on the Ford, and I've got to start getting ready for the rat rod build also. So the one-day bill. So, all right. Appreciate everybody watching. Bye.